And we are back live after a small delay with the stream. Not quite sure what happened there, but I think some of my latency settings were off. However, we got it back fixed and we're back up and running. Should get itself sorted out in just a minute here. If not, then I have no idea. Just a little bit of technical difficulties, but that stuff is expected. Or maybe not, because this still is not loading. Well, oh, there we go. Alright, now we should be back live.
Yep. We're all good. We're back live.
Yes, we did. Alright.
Good. Okay, so we have fixed the technical issues. We're back live. We should be. If there's any issues throughout the stream, just drop us a message in the chat, and we'll see what we can do about them. But unfortunately, that does occasionally happen with this technology stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing that I did actually...
21st century.
For those who might also be streaming on YouTube and encounter issues like this, all I had to do was just change the latency, so now the quality should be a little bit better. I'm still getting a warning message though, but at this point I'm not really sure what to do, so we're just going to carry on and hope that it sorts itself out. Dylan Moskovitz has actually taken away the pole position here with a 23.858, 2 minutes remaining in qualifying, and one driver out on track, Eric Schaus. This is going to be his second lap in his attempt to take away the pole.
Yeah, so I was right. Eric Schaus has rejoined the session, which means now only Gary Corley and Bruce Rivers will not be taking part in this event.
Good lap by Schaus.
That should be interesting. Dylan Moskovitz, well, the guy who's on pole currently, did just say in the chat, championship implications. I'm guessing he's talking about Nick de Groot's poor qualifying.
Yeah, I would have to guess it's that as well.
What do you think about that? Do you think this is actually possibly just a show of his pace here at Texas?
Well, I don't think it's that. I think what it really is he just got too low through turns 3 and 4 and clipped the apron a little bit. It's happened to me before, really in pretty much any oval series where your goal is to go flat out around the bottom of the racetrack. If you just get a little bit too close to that white line, it's going to mess you up, and I think that's what happened to Nick de Groot. I mean, really, it could happen to anyone, but it's unfortunate that it happened to the championship contender like it did. Now, keep in mind, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, however. If Nick de Groot starts to make these small mistakes and Craig Forsyth is able to capitalize on them, I mean, de Groot is not mathematically the champion yet. Forsyth, I can speak.
Forsyth, it's okay, Jonathan.
Yeah, he mathematically has a chance.
I know you're turning 10 on Saturday, mate, but
man.
Come on, we need to start finding our words here.
Yes. Okay. Well, you know what? My journey to learn new words is very, very slowly improving.
The new words. We got to learn the new words.
I'm learning all of the new words. Well, I learned how to add. Did you know that 2 plus 2 is 22? This joke isn't funny. Max Davies, the only driver sitting on track at the moment at the end of the pit lane. Jim Brooks, Michael Spell, and Bruce Rivers, the only driver not to set a lap, but as you said, they are out of this race, so it'll be Max Davies. Gonna make a last-ditch effort to take away that pole position. Only 18 seconds remaining in qualifying, though, so I don't even know if he's gonna be able to
I think he's gone out a bit late.
Yeah, I don't really know what he's doing there.
Yeah, Max, I mean, he probably should get to the line.
Well, he's going to get to the... No, he's not even getting to the line. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Yeah, so Max Davies is not going to be... Yep, there he goes. He is not going to be able to make a run at the pole.
Yeah, I think Max Davies might have made a wee mistake there, but oh well. Pole sitter is Dylan Moskovitz.
Yeah, in his first start
once people start having a look at... once people start joining the grid, we'll be able to run you through the grid order properly here.
But I think before we do that, we're going to take a quick pre-race commercial break, and we will be right back to bring you the action from the Texas Motor Speedway. We will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're back live here at the Lone Star State. We're about to go we're about to go onto the pace lap, but first we're going to run you through the grid order. Dylan Moskovitz, on his first start in the series, qualifies on pole with a time of 23.858. Starting alongside him on the outside, 317 car of Alexander Van de Sant, Eric Peterson, and Matt Wagner on that second row. Covey Moore, last week's winner, lines up alongside Charles Teed on that third row. Craig Forsyth, Eric Schaus, David Leclerc, and Kevin McCarthy rounds out the top 10. H.M. Musselman starting 11th alongside Kristen Nelson, Josh Gardner, Benjamin Combs, Nick DeGroot, Todd Schneider, A.J. Hobson, Jim Brooks, Michael Spell, Nicholas Woodcock, and Max Davies is going to round out our grid for tonight. Disregard Bruce Rivers and Gary Corley. They will not be racing tonight. So, with Nick DeGroot's poor qualifying, is that championship implications, Jonathan?
Well, I'm not going to say anything just yet. The thing about Nick DeGroot is that he is an incredibly fast driver. He's actually the defending Monday night iRacing champion, and I mean, those guys, they're no joke. They've got actual, racing drivers in there. Nick DeGroot, to be able to go out and beat them, I think it just proves that he's a very, very strong driver. I don't think a poor qualifying attempt is really going to keep him down. What I'd be worried about is any big crashes that take him out. You're kind of from around maybe 7th on back. That's kind of where everyone's kind of mixing together. Everyone's really close together. And if one car gets turned around, that could trigger a massive pileup, almost similar to what we see at Daytona and Talladega. So I think that Nick DeGroot, I wouldn't be too worried about his pace. What I am worried about is him kind of being in a position where a wreck could definitely hinder his chances at a good result here. But he is Nick DeGroot, and we've seen in the past that pretty much anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we are at the Great American Speedway, in quotation marks, because that's what it says on iRacing. I mean, that's what it says on iRacing. We're not going to question it. So, at the Great American Speedway, great things are possible. We're coming around turns 3 and 4 now to get this race underway. 150 miles of action, if I'm not mistaken. I can do maths. 120 laps here at
180,
Texas.
but you're close enough.
Whatever. Here at Texas Motor Speedway, the pace car is going to get bored of the oval.
Here we
and
go.
Turn down the pit lane, and Dylan Moskovitz is going to bring us to the green flag, and he's gone. We are green here at Texas.
We are underway. Dylan Moskovitz leading him down through the quad oval, heading for turn 1. Alexander Van de Sant, Eric Peterson side by side for second behind. Then the factory back to number 15. Covey Moore on the inside of Van de Sant, side by side for a minute, but that inside line gonna prevail. Heading down the back straightaway, it's Peterson, Moore, and Schaus 2, 3, and 4, with Moskovitz leading away at the front. 3-car gaggle behind. Eric Schaus leading Charles Teed and Van de Sant. Van de Sant falling back early on in the going on that outside line. Just getting freight trained a little bit. He's going to get back in line, though. Meanwhile, trouble already. Matt Wagner off the pace, about 9 seconds back of 20th place. Not good for Wagner. I believe he might have started from the pits. Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead. Dylan Moskovitz under pressure from Eric Peterson and Covey Moore. Moore on the outside lane trying to take that second spot over Peterson. Schaus running behind in 4th.
Yeah, it was the other way around. Covey Moore was defending his position on the outside line, but now he's going to hop straight on the offensive, try and catch up to the back of Moskovitz. And we're going to see he's going to look towards the inside of the racetrack. Will he be able to get his nose there? Not yet. But Peterson has now hopped to the outside of that number 15 factory-backed car. And Spinner in the back.
Oh,
Great
hard crash
wall.
into the outside
Charles
wall.
Teed
It's one of the
well.
championship contenders. Forsyth collected. Multiple cars around.
Yep, I think I got it mistaken. Oh, wow, multiple cars involved. I might have gotten it wrong. I don't think it was Charles Teed. No, Charles Teed seems to have gotten through unscathed. It was Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy got dumped by Craig Forsyth and straight to the scene of the accident, the outside wall at turn 4, and then came straight back down. And absolutely nothing was going to be able to happen because...
Oh, and Forsyth had to tow. Forsyth just had to tow. That's going to hinder him greatly. I mean, they've got a fast repair to use, but the problem is, I mean, when you have to tow, you just lose so much time, and that is not good for the championship.
Absolutely not. And in the chaos as well, with everyone checking up, Michael Spell went straight up the back of the 33 car of Nicholas Woodcock. So that is him without a front wing, and the second without a rear wing, straight into the outside wall, and Woodcock goes flipping like some good old-fashioned iRacing physics.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like McCarthy came down on Forsyth. Forsyth, maybe not expecting it, got him into the outside wall. They're going to slide down the racetrack. I mean, mainly, that's just huge for the championship, because Craig Forsyth...
Some have to touch Schneider as well.
Schneider?
Yeah, I'm trying to. On lap 2, he hit the. Who is that? That is Nick de Groot. Kind of hit the apron through turns 1 and 2, came up the racetrack violently, and Todd Schneider avoided and went straight to the outside wall. And he was just kind of dragging, and then dumped it because he had a lot of damage on that right-hand side of the car. And Schneider is now in the pits.
Yeah, definitely not a good situation for really anybody involved. You're going to see they're going to come back down the racetrack, and Nicholas Wannock, he is the driver who gets into the outside wall, flipped over. He's going to slide along that, I don't even know what that is. I'm guessing that's like the roof thing that protects the drivers from getting their heads cut off. And he's just going to end up...
airbox?
Whatever that is. He's just going to end up parked upside down. Nothing he can do, but mainly Craig Forsyth basically lost his front wing, rear wing he had to tow back into the pit lane, and that is huge for the championship. Some of the Adams were talking about it before the race that this track is insanely tight. You don't really have a lot of room to move around, and I think we just saw the repercussions of that right there. We're going to cut away for just a moment to commercial, and we will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're back live here on TMG under the first caution of the day here at the Texas Motor Speedway. It's Dylan Moskowitz leading at the lap 6 period, lap 6 of 120, so we still got a long way to go in this race. I'm guessing the lights are going to be out of the pace car this time by. Update on Craig Forsyth. I believe he is still in the pit lane, so he's either still towing or that fast repair did not work. Because we've definitely seen that before. We'll let you guys know if we get any updates on that. Dylan Moskowitz still leading away. Lights are out of the pace car, so we will be going back green this time by.
Yep, the question is now, will Moskowitz be able to hold on to this lead, or will Peterson or even more take it? We've seen these three at the front being pretty much the racist of the pack. Eric Schaus might try and get involved with it as well. Charles T looking at an outside shot, maybe trying to get inside the top 3, sitting at the back end of the top 5. Alexander Van Sant just trying to get into that top 5. So is David Leclerc, who's sitting a strong 7th after qualifying 9th.
Yeah, Charles T, your defending Season 1 champion. I remember he talked after that finale in Chicagoland. He said that he didn't have very high expectations for Season 2. Well, so far, he's had some very good runs put together, and he's actually, I believe he's sitting towards the top in those point standings. I believe he's around 5th, so Charles Teed definitely not having a bad season by any means. He could be looking at a shot at the win here. Dylan Moskowitz going to be leading the field back to green over Eric Peterson, lining up in second. Pace truck, going to make that left turn into the pit lane. Moskowitz going to take off from the lead. We are back green in Texas.
Green.
Yep. Dylan Moskowitz has gone off absolutely mentally off this start. I refrain from staying like a stabbed rabbit because I know Jonathan doesn't like it. Eric Peterson, though, doing well to stick with him. Kobe Moore as well. Big gap, though, to Eric Schaus in 4th as my voice cracks. I do apologize for that. Battle behind. Alexander Van Sant on the outside of Charles T for that 5th spot. Almost 3 wide behind, though, between Kristen Nelson, AJ Musselman, and I believe that is AJ Hobson as we head down the back straight.
That is indeed AJ Hobson. AJ Musselman is there as well. Meanwhile, battle for the top spot. Kobe Moore trying to run that middle line. Maybe trying to get that middle line kind of warmed up, trying to save his tires just a little bit. Eric Schaus looking at the back of this battle for the lead. Meanwhile, Peterson looking after Dylan Moskowitz. Kobe Moore nicing up the racetrack, trying to save those tires for later on in the run. A fuel run here, about 30 laps. That is according to the admins and what they told us before the race. Meanwhile, Kobe Moore on the outside of Peterson for second.
Yeah, he most certainly is. Eric Schaus, though, catching right back up to this lead pack. But, yeah, pretty much. This first 5 cars pretty much alienated themselves.
Oh, here we go for the lead. Peterson sending it down the inside on Moskowitz. He is going to take the lead. Coming to lap 11 of 120. Moskowitz relegated to second under pressure from Kobe Moore. Kobe Moore, not Kobe Moore.
Is that even a name, Kubi?
No.
Okay. If there is someone who has the name Koopy, do write to us. I'm interested to know.
Meanwhile, that second pack has kind of caught up to this 3-car battle for the lead, so now it's turning into a 6-car battle for the lead, led by Eric Peterson in that 36, Moskowitz in second. A couple of drivers trying to look up the racetrack, trying to get that middle line or even high line to work. I think that that's going to be one of the key things of this race, is adapting to the changing racetrack. You know, because these DW12s are still on the V6 tire model, a lot of these drivers, as they run that inside line, it's going to get that inside line heated up. It's going to lose quite a bit of grip, and everyone's going to be moving to that outside line, trying to find a little bit more grip. And I think we're going to see that especially as the run goes on, given that we do get some longer runs here.
And Moskowitz to the inside.
Yeah, Moskowitz going down to the inside for the lead. Covey Moore trying to split him 3 wide up the middle, not going to make it work.
Yeah, important though to remember is the fact that these are absolutely massive downforce cars. That's how these cars stick to the racetrack. They have pretty small tires, but they have absolute massive aerodynamic properties, and I will explain what those are later on today. Oh, and Covey Moore looking to try and take the lead away from Moskowitz, not able to do on this occasion, but he slipped to the inside now. I'm going to tuck back in behind all over the rear diffuser.
Nearly bump drafting for the lead there. Down the back, that got very close.
Yeah, but the important thing to remember, though, is that we saw this especially at places like Michigan, Kentucky, and Nemla, is that if you're sat right behind another car, you lose all of your downforce, which means the front tires are going to start scrubbing up the racetrack because you just don't have that stable air to run over your wings, which just makes the car more unstable and much more understeery. So you can see here, Covey Moore is moving up the racetrack a bit to try and make sure he gets some of that clean air and is able to keep those tires alive.
Yeah, I think one thing that Moore is probably doing wrong here, though, is that look how low he's exiting the corners. I mean, that's not going to be good for his tires. We've seen it quite a bit throughout these races, that when you hold your car that low on exit, it's just absolutely terrible for your right side tires specifically. But now Moore going to try that outside line, trying to take the lead from Moskowitz, but Moskowitz holding on strong on the inside. Moore not able to make that outside work.
I can understand, though, what Moore is trying to do, because as you obviously come down the banking, you have a much more steeper banking, which means you are going to have the momentum on the exit of these turns, which means you can then, as he just did, pull alongside the guy in front of you and try and make a move. So you can see he's going to come to the top of the racetrack, and you can see on exit he's going to be much lower than what he was in the mid corner, because he's using that banking to get the momentum to try and hopefully slip to the inside of Moskowitz and be able to take that lead, because pretty much you can't really make a move around the outside here.
Yeah, he's almost trying to use that banking as a ramp, kind of ramping down the racetrack, picking up as much momentum as he can, and then trying to take the lead like that. But I mean, so far it's not working out very well, and I imagine that his tires aren't exactly going to like that. We're 18 laps into the run now, and we're getting to the point where the tires might start to get a little bit loose.
Side by side behind. Sorry, Alexander Van der Sant trying to take that third position away from Peterson, not able to do it on this occasion, though. You can see, though, the pack of AJ Hobson behind is catching this lead pack at a rate of knots if they carry on battling as it is. And Eric Peterson up the inside of Covey Moore. Covey Moore is just going to have to try and hang on around the outside. He's not going to be able to do it. Eric Peterson into second place, and Alexander Van der Sant has followed him through. So yeah, Covey Moore is falling right the way back. Yeah,
Van der Sant taking advantage of that, sending it down the inside of Covey Moore. We're seeing a lot of kind of underdog drivers at the front of the field. Nick DeGroot still relegated back in 9th. This could be a very good opportunity for some of these drivers to kind of show what they've got on the outside line. Look at Covey Moore trying to take away 4th from Charles Teed on the outside. That is getting very, very close indeed between those two. Side by side for 2nd and for 4th, but in the lead. Dylan Moskowitz getting away cleanly, just able to use those tires to their full extent. Drifting up off the corner just like you should. Very good drive right now for Dylan Moskowitz.
Yeah, having absolutely commanding lead. He knows where to place that rear wing of that car. And he's doing it to absolute perfection in that number 3 car. Car behind, though, that number 36 of Eric Peterson is trying absolutely everything in the book to get past the 3, but he's just not going to be able to do it at this point in the race. Lap 22 of 120 here at Texas. Alexander Van der Sant trying to make a move on the outside of Eric Peterson.
Yeah, big run here. Big run for Van der Sant. This could be big.
And he has to run.
This is what I'm talking about, where all these drivers are kind of running that inside line, they're heating it up, and now that outside line, it's so cool, it provides so much more grip that we're really starting to see it come into play here. Now granted, if these DW12s were on the V7 tire model, that wouldn't be a thing. However, since they are on the V6 tire model, they're really able to use those cooler areas to pick up more grip, and that outside line, we're going to see it come in quite a bit here. Lap 24 of 120 at the stripe, and with their crashing!
Big crash behind Eric Schaus involved, as well as Benjamin Combs, AJ Hobson, Charles T.
Oh, big crash.
Nick DeGroot involved as well.
Oh, DeGroot.
In it.
Oh, and that's what I was...
DeGroot.
Yeah,
Nick DeGroot. Yep, spinners, and he went up straight into the catch fence, and he's...
Oh, he's going to roll it back into the pit lane, though. He's going to roll it back in.
Oh, he was stuck in the catch fence, but whoever hit him out of the catch fence absolutely saved Nick DeGroot's race there. I mean, I know it's pretty much buggered at this point, but...
Well, not entirely, because he's going to be able to roll it into the pit lane, get his fast repair, and get out of there. I actually think that this is not
that is
going
a penalty, though.
Yeah, there we go.
That will be a penalty, because that's considered by iRacing as an unsafe pit entry, but absolutely.
Oh, but he's almost lost it on the exit. Oh, dear.
Absolutely massive amounts of cars, though, involved in that incident. I'm trying to
I don't know what is he doing. Hold on. I think... see how it's wobbling like that? It's not supposed to do that. Oh dear. Well, something has gone wrong with DeGroot's car.
From what I can tell, what happened.
Oh no.
So the number 72 of Eric Schaus hit the left rear of 27 of Charles Teed, and then just dumped him, hit him, and then he got hit by AJ Hobson.
Thomas, I'm sorry, but I really have to cut you off here because that left rear tire on Nick DeGroot's car, it is hanging off the ground and it's locked up. It's not moving at all. I don't know if you can see it there, but that left rear is picked up off the ground. It's wobbling. Something about the fact... Yeah, you can see it right there. That left rear is not... It's not rotating.
Now this is championship implications, folks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be a flat tire? I guess. Yeah, I think DeGroot is a left rear flat.
Though. iRacing doesn't simulate flat tires,
They do. iRacing does simulate flat tires, and that's what that is. Left rear's gone down on DeGroot's car. He's going to have to bring it back into the pits for tires, because surely by now he's noticed it. But first, we'll take a look at a replay of what happened as DeGroot tries to get his situation figured out. He's already gone a lap down. This is disastrous for the driver of the number 89. We'll take a look at a replay of what happened.
Yeah, so if we have a look at Eric Schaus's car, you'll see him just tap the back of Charles Teed. He gets, and then they both spin. AJ Hobson hits them.
We're catching up to it now.
Yeah, Nick DeGroot then hits in. David Leclerc has nowhere to go. Benjamin Combs.
All right, happen next
barely
lap.
avoids, makes a trip through the grass.
All right, here we go. It's going to happen here.
Josh Gardner. Yeah, so you can see Eric Schaus just taps that rear left of Charles Teed, and then there you can see AJ Hobson plowing straight into the back of Eric Schaus. There's Nick DeGroot coming into frame now.
He's had nowhere to go.
The back of AJ Hobson and getting swept.
Oh, and he's launched into the air.
There you go. There you can see David Leclerc coming in as well, and you'll see Benjamin Combs deciding that it would probably be best to take the grass at this point. Josh Gardner also involved. You can see there in the background. You see there you go. Benjamin Combs flying to your screen, and whoever that was who hit Nick DeGroot saved him. Jim Brooks it was. And you can see Kristen Nelson, I believe that is. Yeah, Kristen Nelson got hit by Josh Gardner in the chaos, because obviously checked up, and nothing they could do about that. Josh Gardner then goes straight for the scene of the accident, gets involved as well, goes straight into the outside wall.
Yeah, we'll see it right here. Nick DeGroot gets launched into the air off the front wing of Eric Schaus. It's going to send him into the catch fence. That is the second week in a row we've seen a car into that outside catch fence, but this time a lot more violently. DeGroot gets stuck in the catch fence and then gets nailed by Eric Schaus. That was a huge crash. Everyone else is just piling in there. I think the best way to look at this is if we switch to the blimp cam, and you'll see what I mean here. It is just car after car sliding into the carnage.
Max Davies involved as well, hit Kristen Nelson as she was spinning, and then he tagged AJ Musselman, who managed to save it with no damage.
Oh, and Forsyth got involved as well. This is not a good race to be a championship contender.
Nicholas Wunnock just he checked up, hit the 16 of Jim Brooks. Sorry, hit the 76 of Jim Brooks. Went through the grass, hit David Leclerc, then Max Davies.
Well, we're coming back to the restart, but I do have interesting news. Nick DeGroot has pulled off the track. So I don't know what's going on with him, but if we can, do you want to try and bring him up for an interview while we get this race back underway?
Yeah, can do, but this is a really interesting order to restart this race in.
It really is, but the green flag is back out. Dylan Moskowitz gonna lead him back to green after that massive pile-up on fresh tires. Everyone on fresh tires. Alexander Van de Sant leading him off from second-year retirements. Never mind, Nick DeGroot is back out onto the track, so we should perhaps not interview him.
Craig Forsyth's out, though.
Craig Forsyth
is out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he has quit the session. So has Nicholas Wonick. After that incident, super unfortunate for Craig Forsyth as he was in the hunt for the championship. That means that Nick DeGroot is pretty much inevitably going to be extending his advantage at the top of the table as we now move to have a look at the front of the pack where Alexander Van de Sant just led that lap.
Yeah, Alexander Van de Sant's taking the lead. You can see right now they're in lap. Oh, we got a car around. Huge crash.
Who was that?
AJ Hobson. He's flying through the air. They have all crashed on the back straightaway. It's a disaster in Texas.
AJ Hobson came out of the pits, dumped himself, couldn't get it locked down, and just hit Alexander Van de Sant. And then AJ Hobson decided he was going to become a spaceship when he was older. And holy moly, who else is that flying? That is Eric Peterson becoming the Saturn V rocket.
That's just bad right there. That I don't even know how else to say it. That's just bad.
That is. That's poor. That is Benjamin Combs as well, getting absolutely pummeled. Eric Peterson, though, if we have a look at what happens to him, he literally does become the Saturn V rocket.
Yeah, so you're going to see here, Hobson coming out of the pit lane, just spins his tires a little bit, gets loose, he tries to lock up the brakes, and he just comes right down into your leader. That is just bad decision-making all around. That's not good.
At some point, you'll see Eric Peterson become the Saturn V rocket. I don't know if you'll see it in this shot necessarily.
We'll see it, yeah.
Yeah, here you go. You can see he becomes the Saturn V rocket. And you see just cars flipping absolutely everywhere. The yellow car in the back there trying to get it locked down. Can't quite do it. But holy moly, Eric Schaus as well. He's upside down.
I mean, that is awful.
Yeah, he hit Josh Gardner. And then he just got flipped upside down into the catch fence. And then, oh, blimey. Yellow car as well. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Matt Wagner just tries to lock it down. He gets hit by... He just gets absolutely pummeled by AJ Musselman, though. Gets spun, hits Eric Schaus again. So that's AJ Musselman as well with damage. Todd Schneider just comes rolling up at about 30 miles an hour and is just trying to maneuver his way through.
I just have no idea how Hobson managed to do that. I mean, you'd think if he was sliding up the track, he would alt F4. I mean, even when he got to the top of the track, he didn't even hold the brakes. He just rolled right back down. I don't even know what to say about that. Took out a lot of good cars when he probably didn't need to. So, caution is out again. Just a bad situation all around.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure anyone's going to be too pleased with AJ Hobson after this race. I think we might see some stern words in the chat room afterwards. But man, this has been an absolutely chaotic race. And I'm sure there's going to be more drama unfolding. But this series, once again, would not be able to take place without the support of the buttkicker.com. They make these really cool sort of subwoofer things. Which
it's like force feedback for your chair, but it comes out of like a speaker system. It's really cool.
It's really cool. I have two of them personally. They're absolutely amazing. They make you feel like you're actually driving the car, as realistic as I've ever felt it personally. So you can go get yourself some at thebuttkicker.com using the code DarkHorse20, if I'm not mistaken, which is valid up until June of next year. But why wait? You can get them now, and at the same time, you'll be directly helping support this series and us being able to broadcast it for you guys live here on TMG Racing Network. And back to the race.
Yeah, back to the race. AJ Hobson has been... I don't know if he's been parked for the race or if he just pulled himself off, but either way, he is out of the race after that absolute disaster. I mean, the good news is a lot of the drivers that were running up front still had a faster pair to use. You can see a lot of drivers just don't have that much damage, but I mean, that took out a lot of good cars, so definitely not an ideal situation. I mean, I know these guys, they have a lot of respect for each other, and AJ, I'm sure that, you know, they have an equal amount of respect for him. Just when that stuff happens, it's just never a good look.
Yeah, definitely is. But guys, I've said guys like Jim Brooks, qualified 18th, now 6th. He must be sat there. He has his hands up behind his head going, well, I don't need to do anything. This race is going to come to me at this point.
I mean, that's the good thing. I mean, you got to consider that with all that, yeah, I mean, with all that happening, these drivers, it's really mixed up the entertainment aspect of it, because your two championship contenders are having terrible days. Nick DeGroot is 3 laps down after getting involved in a wreck, and Jim Brooks is up in a 6th with a driver in their first start, leading the race. We're on lap 33:01.20. It's been a little bit of a mess so far, but I think now these drivers are going to be a lot more careful now that we've seen kind of how terribly wrong things can go with just one small mistake. And for some reason, my stream is still deciding not to work. I literally have no idea why. Give me a minute here. Okay, perhaps I can adjust the quality of it. Thomas, you talk about the race while I figure out how to fix things. And Thomas is no longer here. Things are getting even better.
Oh, I'm here. Am I here? I think I'm. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. I just had a look at the stream. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know what's going on today. I think today is just. Oh.
Yeah, YouTube servers or something are not interacting very well. We don't know if anyone can hear us right now, but I'm still in my commentator voice just in case you can. So I'm gonna...
As Dylan Moskovitz said very well, championship implications, and the pace car's gotten sick of the oval. It decided to pull off into the pits because why not? It was sick of its Sunday drive, and we are back green here at Texas. Good start from Moskovitz, pulling away from Kevin McCarthy. No one really looking to be side by side up until pretty much right at the back of the pack. When you have Charles Teat pulling absolutely miles ahead of Todd Schneider, who's going very slowly at this point. And yes. I mean, there's absolutely nothing you can do at this point because Dylan Moskovitz is pulling right ahead of Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy's going to have to use that draft and trying to catch back up to Dylan Moskovitz. And if Jonathan, if you're speaking, I can't hear you.
I'm not speaking right now. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the stream. I'm going to have it muted.
It as if he's not talking because I can't hear anything.
Oh, dear.
No. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to keep talking. Jonathan, mute me if you can speak. Okay, so Dylan Moskovitz is having 3 cars side by side in his mirror right now. Kevin McCarthy, though, looking towards the outside. As we're heading through the quad oval. You see, he's having a look to go around the outside. Will he be able to make it work? No, he's going to fall back. He's going to have to tuck in behind Moskovitz, heading down the back straight at this point. He's doing super well in himself. But you can see now as well, Kristen Nelson is that nicely in 3rd place, catching right up to the back of Kevin McCarthy, as well as David Leclerc. And I just realized my headset was unplugged. Okay, Jonathan, I should be able to hear you.
I sure hope you can. The stream is looking better, so I'm just going to continue to have it up and hope that solves things. It's been a messy day overall, and none of it is really in our control. The race has been messy, the stream has been messy, but up front, Krista Nelson is going for the lead on Dylan Moskovitz. David Leclerc sat in 3rd, 5-car breakaway at the front of the field. A lot of these drivers...
and Krista Nelson's going to the inside.
Yeah, here she goes. Down to the inside on Dylan Moskovitz, headed for turn 1. New leader at the line, it'll be Krista Nelson, leading on lap 38 of 120.
And David Leclerc is following him right through there. You see, how we look around the outside of Nelson. He does have some momentum. Gonna have to keep it. He's squirmed a little bit. Nothing you can do then. But now, the number... Oh, I have my...
13. Number 13 of Krista Nelson leading the way.
Oh, Myers, he was crashed.
This is what I mean. It's not been a good day for us,
it's not been a good day for technology.
On the plus side, we're getting to watch a very entertaining race, if nothing else. We got a very close battle for the lead right now, and my stream is failing again. Why does everything hate me? Side by side for second, Leclerc trying to make that outside line work. Meanwhile, for the lead, Dylan Moskovitz going through the grass, sneaking up the inside of Krista Nelson to the race lead. Goes Dylan Moskovitz again. Very close call there for the driver of the number 3.
Yeah, Krista Nelson is falling back to 3rd, though, and now David Leclerc is going to try and have a look at Moskovitz in that number 3 car coming towards the line. David Leclerc is going to have the momentum on the outside. What's he going to be able to do? Heading through turns 1 and 2. Nothing much. However, he is probably going to fall back behind Kristen Nelson, who's going to have the run on exit. Super well done by Nelson, holding the inside line, pulling ahead, and Alexander Van der Sande is just kind of looking at this battle and saying, don't mind if I do, and
oh my.
Just flies right up the inside of Nelson. Super good move from Alexander Van der Sande to go from 4th to 2nd, just like that.
So just an update on everything technical-wise. We're enjoying a very good race here, however, I am not sure what's going on with the stream. I didn't change my settings, I didn't change anything from the Michigan broadcast. But today things have decided that they just don't want to work very well.
New leader.
New leader. Van de Sant to the lead. But in terms of technical issues, I'm not really sure what I can do. It'll be fine for a little bit, and then it's going to mess up. If it gets really bad, we do have some alternative solutions, but we're going to do our best to make it work. Alexander Van de Sant to the front of the field over Dylan Moskowitz in second place. Nelson fallen back to third, now under fire from David Leclerc.
Yep, there you go. And you can see the number 3 car looking to go back up to the lead ahead of Alexander Van de Sant. Makes the move stick through turn 4. Super well done by the number 3 car.
Van de Sant, though, looking back to the outside on Moskowitz for the race lead. Diving down on exit, trying to get the run back to the outside with David Leclerc. A little bit of an arrow push coming from the number 50 and headed for turn 3. Lap 45 of 120 at the stripe. It's Moskowitz in control.
Yep, and I have a feeling, though, that Dylan Moskowitz is having an absolute time of his life because he's just put in chat, Brad Keselowski won this race.
Well, that's fun.
So, apparently Brad Keselowski has slid himself into the race, and Alexander Van der Sant trying to have
you don't get the reference, do you? You don't get the reference. I don't think Thomas gets the reference, guys. All right, no explaining. We're not gonna explain it to him. Side by side for the lead. Moskowitz in the lead. Van de Sant to the outside, cutting down to the bottom. David Leclerc in third, trying to give a little bit of an arrow push to Alexander Van de Sant. Moskowitz still in the lead, but Leclerc going underneath the 317 for second as Moskowitz continues to lead. Lap 46 of 120 underway. These drivers 22 laps on their tires. We're going to see green flag pit stops in a bit.
Oh wait, does it have to do with the Daytona 500?
Nope. For the lead, Moskowitz on the inside, Leclerc back on the outside, holding Moskowitz down towards that inside line. Van de Sant in third, Leclerc coming down from the top, trying to get the run on Moskowitz for the lead. Still side by side at the front.
Yep, doing super well though, but there is now a second pack, which seems to be catching, composed of Max Davies, Benjamin Combs, Covey Moore, Jim Brooks, and Michael Spell, just kind of hanging on for dear life there at the back. And they are catching this pack that keeps on battling.
So hopefully we can get to green flag pit stops here in a bit, because I think once we get there, we're not going to see quite as many cautions. David Leclerc going to the outside line, trying to make a stab at the lead here, but Moskowitz going to slide up the track and protect him from it. Everyone kind of trying to hold their car low on exit. David Leclerc to the inside, trying to make a charge for the lead.
Yep, it looks like he might clear the number 3 car. Number 3 car gets squirmy throughout the corner, and now Alexander Van der Sant is going to follow him through, and you can see the car now pushing that 3 car. Has pulled to the outside. It was Kevin McCarthy. And now Dylan Moskowitz is going back up the inside of Alexander Van der Sant, who is going to have the momentum down the back straight. And now it's side by side for the lead again, but not with the 3 car.
Yeah, we got a very competitive battle for the lead here. David Leclerc and Alexander Van der Sant, the 2 drivers in the lead. Alexander Van der Sant, interestingly enough, actually has a 6-lap benefit to his tires, if that makes sense. He pitted 6 laps later than everyone else. Now Van de Sant trying to pull out in the lead just a little bit. Side by side for second, back down to single file. All the way back to 5th with Krista Nelson back there behind Kevin McCarthy, Dylan Moskowitz, and David Leclerc. Now on the outside of Dylan Moskowitz, Moskowitz sending it down the inside on David Leclerc. Leclerc on that outside line, going to try and slot back in line. Alexander Van de Sant leading away with a 3/10 of a second lead.
Yep,
and our stream is going
for
again.
That 3rd place. Side by side for 3rd place between McCarthy and Leclerc. But remember, that pack of Max Davies is still catching. So these guys need to get their heads down and start to push.
Dylan Moskowitz starting to creep back up onto the rear bumper of Alexander Van de Sant. 28 laps on the tires now. But we've seen the setup for today be a little bit easier to drive as Dylan Moskowitz convincingly slides down the inside and takes the race lead over Alexander Van de Sant. Single file for the first 4 cars. This right here, I know I've said it a lot, but it's really reminding me of an older Daytona 500, kind of around 2004, 2005, when you'd see these different kind of single-file packs start to break up, and everyone would just kind of be single-file, a lot more room to pass. We're seeing that quite a bit today as Alexander Van de Sant sending it down the inside for the race lead. Oh, but Van de Sant getting loose!
Got loose!
He's in the grass.
Moly. Good save. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
he's still spinning. He saved it. What a save by Alexander Van de Sant. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, no. Come on, keep it straight, and a caution. Yay!
Third caution of the day on lap 55, caused by this man, Alexander Van de Sant, in his number 317, getting very loose out of turn 4, and deciding that, you know what? The grass just seemed appealing. He wanted to become a lawnmower like Valtteri Bottas. He clipped the apron, and then, you know what? The lawnmower life cooled him. Like the Mercedes W10 or that?
I can understand why that happened. He was holding it way too low through turns 3 and 4. You can't do that on older tires. It stepped down on him and it went through the grass. I'm a little disappointed that we couldn't get to green flag pit stops because I think that would have made this race quite a bit more interesting. But it is what it is. Alexander Van de Sant bringing out the third caution of the day. We'll take a look at a replay in just a moment, but the rest of the drivers going to bring it down into the pit lane for 4 tires, and I'm guessing fuel. Into the pit lane they go.
Yep, we're also having a look at this. Should we bring up the number 27 car of Charles Teed?
If you want to.
I do.
All right.
Hey, Charles, it's Thomas up in the Team's your broadcast booth. You got me?
1 second. On the outside, boys. Yes, I do.
Did you come in now?
Yes, I can hear you guys.
All right, yeah. So, been a very up and down type of race for you. You're currently sat 1 lap down in 13th
Not
place.
anymore. We just got our lap back.
Never mind. You're only 1 lap down.
Yeah. How's it going, boys?
So, with all of these cautions that have been coming out, what's sort of the game plan, do you reckon, for most of these competitors throughout this race?
I'm sorry, there's a noise in the back. Can you say it one more time? What's the strategy?
Yeah, well, what's the plan, obviously? Because, we have a lot of... It seems to be we're having kind of every 20, 25 laps or so before, obviously, when we need to pit for, under green flag. So do you reckon these drivers might start to gamble on fuel and tires?
Yeah, I don't know. The tires really go away. This thing gets to be a handful, so I don't think anyone's going to do too much of that because you're going to be a sitting duck. But, yeah, I think you're going to see... hopefully we get a green flag stop here. I do have to duck into the pits, though, so I'm going to have to hop off now that I'm back in the lead lap.
All right. Yeah, well...
Thanks, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us, Charles, and we'll see you in a minute.
So here's what happened to Alexander Van de Sant. He got it saved, he got it back going, and then it just stepped out on him again, trying to get back under power. He overcorrected, and that is what brought out the third caution of the day. Nothing really he could do there. I mean, these cars are very hard to drive on an inverse banking like we have on the apron. But just kind of an unfortunate set of circumstances has put us under the yellow flag once again, almost at halfway in this race. It is Dylan Moskovitz still leading away at the front of the field. Kevin McCarthy in second. Lights are still on the pace car, so we will be going back green in a few laps' time. But for now, we're going to cut to commercial break, and we will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're back live here on the TMG Racing Network. Things are definitely not going swimmingly because I have no idea. The broadcast is consistently not delivering enough video to YouTube or something like that. I genuinely have no idea what to do to fix it, but we are doing our best. Lights are on at the pace car, so we're going to be going back green this time by. I am consistently looking around to try and figure out how I can maintain the stream health, but I am out of ideas completely. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's going to work. It might break everything, but we'll see. All right, we're going to attempt to increase the bit rate a little bit. We'll see if this does anything. Hopefully, it will increase the quality of the stream. We'll see if that works. I don't know if it did work. It's kind of... No, it's kind of working. It's maybe working. Well,
possibly working.
Well, all I did was increase the bitrate, so we'll see if that does something, but it doesn't look like it has done something. Maybe I need to decrease the bitrate. Maybe that's what I need to do. We'll test it out. Coming back to the green, this time by Dylan Moskowitz in the race lead. Kevin McCarthy in second. Green flag is back out. Moskowitz is down and away.
Yeah, good start for Moskowitz compared to McCarthy, leaving him pretty far behind. But obviously, Kevin McCarthy is going to catch back up with that draw off. David Leclerc sticking right with them. Kobe Moore doing well, as is Kristen Nelson, falling back a little bit compared to this top four, but you know what, not bad nonetheless. Max Davies all over the back of Nelson though. Jim Brooks trying to catch up to Davies. Benjamin Combs falling a little bit back, and Michael Spell is absolute yonder's back, and smoke at the front. I think it might have just been someone flashing. That is someone blinking. Who is that blinking? That is Kobe Moore.
I'm making another bitrate adjustment. I'm going to see if making it a little bit lower does anything. I am by no means a video technician at all, so I'm basically just making guesses here. But I think this might do it. Battle for the lead is on. David Leclerc coming to the outside of Dylan Moskowitz. Kevin McCarthy waiting in the wings in third. We are halfway through here at the Texas Motor Speedway. David Leclerc hopping back into the line on Moskowitz, looking back to the outside. Kevin McCarthy in third, looking to the inside on David Leclerc. Moskowitz still holding on to the lead, though.
Yep, doing absolute yonders as well. Kobe Moore is trying to line up a move now on David Leclerc. Might have a look to the inside, heading into turn one. Nope. Going to stick on that outside line as David Leclerc was looking to split these top two 3 wide.
Alright, so the good news is I don't think that we're dropping any audio. The bad news is that we are dropping video. Battle for the lead is still on. Kobe Moore really trying to run that high line going into the corner. Meanwhile, for the lead, David Leclerc still trying to make that outside line work, but it's opened the door for Kevin McCarthy to go down the inside. Down the back straightaway, Kevin McCarthy trying to run down your race leader, Dylan Moskowitz, but Moskowitz not letting him get too close. Now here goes McCarthy to the inside, though. He's found an opportunity, and he has taken it. New leader, Kevin McCarthy.
Yep, first time for McCarthy leading a lap all day. Or, well, at this point, about a third, getting to a half now, a half lap here in this race. But Dylan has gone back to the inside, and he will lead once again, lap 65 of 120 in this race. Only 13 cars currently on the lead lap. Eric Peterson, the first car to be 2 laps down. In fact, alongside Nick DeGroot, Todd Schneider is 4 laps down, and the retirees from this race, and there are plenty, are Josh Gardner, Nicholas Winnick, AJ Hobson, Eric Schaus, and Craig Forsyth, alongside Bruce Rivers and Gary Corley, who did not take to the grid for tonight's festivities. Corey Moore falling a little bit back on this lead pack, but he's catching right back up with that draft, and Benjamin Combs is falling right back from this lead pack.
Yeah, it's definitely not been a great day to be a championship contender. Every bitrate adjustment I've made has actually just made things worse, so I'm going to go back to the original, because that's the only thing I can think. So we're going to do that.
Might just be YouTube.
I'm thinking that's what it is, because again, I didn't change any settings. Still, for the lead, David Leclerc has slotted his way into second. It seems like what happens is these drivers will kind of mingle around for second. Then, after a while, a second place driver will make their charge to the lead. They'll move to the inside and take it, but in the end, Moskowitz just always seemed to be able to take that lead back.
Yeah, I think Moskowitz just kind of knows how to place his car in this race, and when he does place his car correctly, he is miles faster than everyone else at this track. And you can see David Leclerc leading his first laps in this race tonight.
Yeah, I think one thing that's making Moskowitz so fast is that he's able to run the lines properly and really save his tires. I think that being fast doesn't necessarily equate to burning up your tires more, and I think that that's what Moskowitz has proven right here.
Yep, Covey Moore though, sitting nicely in that third spot. He's just biding his time. He's chilling. He's just twiddling a thumb because he has to have the other hand on the wheel, obviously, because I'm not sure how you're going to drive a race car with no hands.
That's a good point, actually. You could map it to your pedals, but battle for the lead. David Leclerc, once again, trying to make it to the outside of Moskovitz, but I mean, nothing is really working. Also, I've had a thought. Okay, what you can do, right, is like use the clutch pedal, push it in like halfway, and that's like neutral steering. More than that is steering to the right, less than that is steering to the left. I think I've solved your dilemma, Thomas.
Now, when I broke my leg, I mapped the brake pedal to a button on my steering wheel. So,
because as you know, the best way to brake is 100% all the time.
Exactly. You go from zero. That's the thing. You just kind of have to tap it basically.
That does not sound fun. David Leclerc.
So that is our life tip for today. Here on TMG, we supply you with great tips.
We absolutely do, and one of those is
100%.
Yes.
I think I have to say that is sarcasm.
No, actually, you should always slam on your brakes fully, even if it's an oval race. Like, you know, if you're at a short track, I expect you to be locking up your brakes into every turn. Battle for the lead continuing. Every driver kind of second on back to fourth, kind of running that middle line, while Dylan Moskovitz still trying to run that bottom. Kind of trying to take advantage of the advantage you have on the V6 tire model, which is being able to kind of run different lines than just the inside.
Yeah, you most certainly can, but David Leclerc is trying to get that momentum, but he's not going to do it. Covey Moore actually hit the brakes. He didn't go for the move for second. I wonder why that is, actually. Maybe because he doesn't want to be fighting with David Leclerc. He wants to just save his tires.
That's probably it, yeah.
Yeah, if he is, very good strategy from this number 15 machine. We can see side by side again for the lead between that number 50 and the number 3 car, and you can see Kevin McCarthy trying to make a move on exit around the outside of Covey Moore, not going to be able to do it on this occasion. He thought better of it.
Yeah, pretty much single file for most of the way around the racetrack. Coming to lap 76 of 120, it is Moskovitz in the lead over David Leclerc. Covey Moore sitting in the wings in third.
Yep. I think Covey Moore really is biding his time. You can see by the way he's driving the car. He's super relaxed. You can see he's probably, having some good early 2010s music just playing in his ears.
I think this is getting a little bit too detailed.
Entertainment factor, what can I say?
That's a good point. Covey Moore, just like you said, vibing in third. That's going to be his slogan. Covey Moore, vibing in third. David Leclerc trying to go to the outside of Dylan Moskovitz for the lead. 10 laps more on these tires, and they will have to bring it into the pit lane. Well, I am hoping for some green flag stops, because I think that could make things very interesting indeed. David Leclerc slotted in second, trying to maybe look to the outside on Moskovitz, but Moskovitz holding that inside strong.
Yeah, he is. Moskovitz knows how to place his car. Covey Moore, he's looking to make his move on the outside of Leclerc. He looks as if he's going to be able to do it.
Oh, he lost ground there, though. Covey Moore, yeah, like you said, just sweeps around the outside on David Leclerc. He is up in a second.
Yep, Covey Moore saved his tires, and now he knows what he's doing. It's at the end of the run now.
Oh, contact for third. I think Kevin McCarthy got sent up the track there. It's going to send people around him.
Covey Moore trying to look to the outside.
Battle for the lead.
He's going for on exit.
She just got pushed up a little bit there.
Yep. You can see he's going to try for it again. Into turn 1. Nothing you can really do on the outside of fine into turn 1. You kind of have to do it in turn 3 and 4. Excuse the hiccup halfway through that sentence.
Yeah, he's really trying to make that outside line work.
Yeah, he really is trying, and you can see Covey Moore is looking to make the switch back. He's having to check up, though.
I think they made a little bit of contact there. I saw the 3 get a little bit loose coming off turn number 4. Covey Moore still trying to make that outside line work. They have flown away from third place Benjamin Combs. We are approaching green flag pit stops, and please, let it be true. Please say that we can actually get some green flag stops, and Covey Moore trying to make that outside line work on Moskovitz, but Moskovitz pushing up the track just a little bit. He is defending perfectly that race lead.
Yeah, he most certainly is. He knows just how much he has to let the car slide up on exit to cancel out Covey Moore's run, but he has to be careful that Covey Moore doesn't become wise to his strategies and cut underneath him to try and take back that race lead. I don't know why I say take it back. Don't think he ever had it.
So I'm still trying to figure out what's up with the stream because it's getting even worse now. I'm just going to keep talking because I don't think my audio is bad. They're side by side for the lead. Kobe Moore, like we've been saying, just trying to make that outside line work. They have been on these tires for 26 laps now.
Yep, drivers doing super well now as we are coming towards green flag pit stops in this race. It will be the first time they get to
I think I saw a car around. We're all good. Never mind. We're all good. Thought I saw a car around, but nope.
Yep. So you can see Kobe Moore still trying to make that move around the outside as we're approaching green flag pit stops in this race. And you're going to have to try and see, oh, car on the inside wall.
Oh, no.
Please no caution.
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 We're going to keep it green. Battle for the lead raging on.
Yes. He's out of the way.
Battle for the lead is raging on. 28 laps on the tires now. Kobe Moore trying to make that outside line work. Moskovitz just staying on that inside. He has planted that car in all the right places. But back to the outside is Kobe Moore really trying to make this run work. It hasn't worked for him yet. We'll see if it does this time by. It does not. 29 laps on the tires now. They've got to be coming in soon.
Yeah, they most certainly are. And now we got to remember though is that if the video quality of the stream does get too bad, we can always do like in the year, I don't know, 1966, when you were listening to the World Cup on the radio and you're remembering when England won the World Cup.
Well, I think I'm actually going to do that if they start coming down pit road because I'm thinking that maybe if we just kind of let the video kind of chill out for a bit, let it reset, not have so much stuff on screen. I do have a little widget ready to go. I have a virtual broadcast booth, so we might have to switch to that in just a minute here if they do end up coming down into the pit lane. 30 laps on the tires, though, and they have still not come down into the pits. A little bit of blinking there, just typical iRacing stuff. To the outside goes Kobe Moore again, trying to make that middle work, but it has not worked so far, and I don't think it's going to work on this occasion.
Yeah, Kobe Moore, he still has momentum. He just really needs to chill and do
Our
like
bit
what
rate
he
is
did.
worse than ever. We have hit new lows. Oh, and Kobe Moore on the outside going to take the lead.
Yep, but you can see, oh, there you go. He's into the pits. Yeah.
Well, since things I think are going to calm down as drivers start to get into the pits, we're going to make a quick adjustment.
Kevin McCarthy has come out of the pits now. He is gone a lap down officially. So the drivers do lose about a lap and a bit in this race when they do pit. And you can see now, Kobe Moore is your new leader, and he is coming down pit lane. Yeah,
he is
let's
going
see.
to
Kobe
bring
Moore
it in this time by. Give us a second here. All right, you are joining us.
He slid down perfectly.
Just for a second here, you are joining us in the virtual broadcast booth because the audio, the video quality has gotten pretty bad. So we're gonna let it kind of chill out for a little bit, and hopefully that'll fix something. We're not gonna do this for very long, but just for now, and hopefully it'll kind of reset, calm down, and we can bring you back to actual live coverage. Kobe Moore down into the pit lane. Everyone else still out on the racetrack at the moment. Moore gonna take off, but it is gonna put him a lap down. Race leader at the moment, Alexander Van de Sant.
Is crossing the line now. Where is Kobe Moore? Kobe Moore is coming towards the exit. Where will he be compared to Moskovitch? He will come out of the pit lane ahead of
spinner
Moskovitch.
Alexander Van de Sant. Trying to get down into the pit lane. He's going to slide it, but keeps it off the racetrack. We are going to stay green here at Texas. I'm switching back to coverage. Now, hopefully things have improved just a little bit. That was Alexander Van de Sant, got loose coming into the pit lane and looped it around, but he kept it off the racetrack. We stay green. What doesn't stay green is my bit rate. That switch into the virtual booth did not help at all. So that's fun.
Yeah, it did. Well, Dylan Moskovitch. Sorry, is it Moskovitz or Moskovitch? I don't know how to say it.
I think it's
We'll ask him after the
Moskovitch.
race.
Jim Brooks is actually inherited the lead now.
Yeah, he is caught up to Kobe Moore, and now they are battling, and he's to the inside. Kobe Moore on the outside for the race lead in that factory back.
What will be the race lead? By the way, that might actually not be entirely true because it's Benjamin Combs. Benjamin Combs actually is the race leader. Okay, Benjamin Combs is going to be your race leader because he has only gone 2 laps on his tires, but he is ahead of everyone else who has pitted. But Matt Wagner coming out of the pits now is going to get jumped by Combs. Moskovitz looking to do it as well. So is Covey Moore. They're both going to get around it, but actually Benjamin Combs has inherited the lead here at Texas. So we got a new leader.
Benjamin Combs being an absolute sneaky one in this race. No,
Yeah,
we haven't really talked about him all race, and all of a sudden he's just kind of slowly made his way up, and on strategy is now in the lead of this race.
Davies and Spell onto the pit lane as well, so it's going to be Ben Combs who is going to inherit the lead. We actually saw this last season at Michigan, where Benjamin Combs, I can speak. That race actually did have green flag pit stops. Benjamin Combs, he played the strategy right, and he escaped as your race leader and eventual race winner. He's going to attempt to do that again today. So we'll see if the second pack can catch back up. I think our stream has completely died again. Thank you so much, YouTube, for doing whatever you're doing.
Yep, it has. It's
right.
completely.
We're going to cut away for just a moment. I'm going to attempt to make one other change, and if that doesn't...
My phone. Back in a minute.
And we're back live on TMG, potentially. We have been experiencing a lot of issues throughout this race, but we've decided to attempt to scale the quality back a little bit. I don't know if this is going to work. But it might. Truth be told, we haven't experienced an issue like this before. This is the first time that we've ran into it, so we're not really sure what's going on, but we've scaled down the video quality a little bit. We'll see if it does anything. Looks like it's actually just made things worse, so that's cool. The bitrate has not gotten itself sorted out, but we got a battle for the lead. Dylan Moskovich currently in the race lead over Benjamin Combs and Covey Moore. Looking to the outside of Combs. Combs looking to the inside of Moskovich. Moskovich still holding on to the lead, though. Moore in second, Wagner in fourth, Benjamin Combs in second. We got a three-way fight for the lead going to turn 3. Our bitrate has not improved. It's gotten significantly worse. But while you enjoy a battle for the lead, or at least attempt to, I'm going to continue to figure out what has gone wrong. I'm going to scale up the bitrate a little bit to see if that does anything. We've gone up by 1,000 now, so we'll see if that works. Still buffering. Okay, Alright, here we go. I have navigated my way to the OBS forums. I'm going to attempt to solve this issue. We're going to go off the air for just a second while I rescale everything, because I think making things smaller has actually ruined everything.
So, what's going on?
Well, I had to adjust... Okay, we're back. We're back live on TMG. Again. We're experiencing a lot of technical difficulties, all of which are out of our hands, but there is a battle for the lead going on right now. Benjamin Combs, getting closer and closer to Dylan Moskovich. Thomas, why don't you take over for a little bit while I try and figure out our bitrate issues?
Yep, if I do sound different, by the way, it's because I have changed microphones because I was having some technical issues with the last one. Again, we seem to have a lot of technical issues tonight, which have been completely out of our control, and we do apologize for it. But currently, Dylan Moskovich is in the lead from Covey Moore and then Benjamin Combs. So this three-way battle for the lead, as we are now 14 laps to go in this race. This race is absolutely flown by the second half of it. So we're going to have to see what's happening as now Benjamin Combs is trying to slide up the inside of Covey Moore. Nothing he can really do about it on this occasion. He's going to have to fall back in behind, trying to make it 3 wide now, looking into turn 3. Nothing he can really do about it. And you see Covey Moore now taking an absolute arc into the corner, keeping it right on the outside of the racetrack, almost opening the door for Benjamin Combs to slide up the inside, and he says, I will if I have to. And he's straight up the inside of Covey Moore, and Covey Moore is going to try and fight it back on the outside. Nothing he can really do, though. He's going to have that momentum on the outside, but he might lose a little bit more ground in turn 3. No, he doesn't. He pulls right ahead and back down in front of Benjamin Combs. All this while, though, the 3-car of Moskovich is so happy these two are battling because it released pressure off of him, as we are now 11 laps to go in this race here at Texas. This has been an absolute thriller.
All right, we got the bitrate back. Yay!
And we hope we'll keep you right to the end.
Alright, so just to give you guys an idea, there's this green square on OBS, which is basically, or there's this square that'll basically just tell me the quality of the bitrate. And when it's green, that means it's good, and when it's red, that means it's not. Yeah, it's been red for about 5 laps now. But Dylan Moskovich, we're ignore that because there's nothing we can do. Moskvich is leading away. Covey Moore in second. Combs third. Wagner taking a look in fourth. Three by... No, wait. Okay, hold on.
1 by 3?
1 by 3 for the race lead. 4 cars in this battle. Dylan Moskvich on the inside line, trying to hold on over Covey Moore. Benjamin Combs looking down the inside. Moore gonna get the run down the back straightaway. 9 to go, coming to 8 at the line.
Yep.
10 to go,
Wagner,
coming to 9 at the line.
Yep, Matt Wagner has kind of just snuck up to the back of this pack. He's going to try and make something do. I believe that's Matt Wagner. That is in 4th. I believe so. However, one last time in this race, before we go ad-free until the end of the race, this series would not be possible without the support from thebuttkicker.com. They make these really cool kind of subwoofers you put underneath your seat. They try and represent all the vibrations you feel on the road. I have 2 of them personally, and they're absolutely awesome. So I'd highly recommend getting them. You can use code DARKHORSE20 for 20% off your order at checkout at thebuttkicker.com, valid until June of next year, I do believe.
That does sound correct to me.
Yeah, having a look now again at the fight for the lead, and you can see Benjamin Combs is losing out now to Matt Wagner for that 3rd place, and he's just been absolutely moving up in this race all the way. And you can see now we're on board with Covey Moore, trying to make a move around the outside of Dylan Moskvich. Nothing he can really do, as we are now 7 laps to go in this race.
Moore nearly into the outside wall. One other thing of note, these drivers have gone 24 laps on this stint. A fuel run is about 30. We have 7 laps to go. So this is going to be not only close in the race, but close on fuel. Moore sliding up the racetrack, leaving the door open for Matt Wagner to come into second. Wagner more than good on fuel. I think he might be able to win this race here if he plays his cards right. Moskvich looking for his first win in his first start, and Wagner looking for his first win in one of his first starts. Moore, another young driver to the series, trying to take this lead away. 3-car fight for the lead. They're approaching the lap cars, and that got very close with Todd Schneider.
Yeah, it most certainly did. You can see the 2 yellowish cars here at the front, maneuvering their way through traffic. Covey Moore just trying to hold on here. We are 5 laps to go here at Texas.
4 next time by.
Yeah, 4 next time by. Covey Moore is falling back a little bit due to that lap traffic. We're catching up some more here. Matt Wagner is trying to do absolutely everything
Wagner to the outside. Here he goes. Contact for the lead. They're crashing. Front straightaway. They're both around. Caution is out. Race is over. Covey Moore, 2 in a row.
That was absolutely incredible fighting for the lead there.
Wow. Wow. A chaotic race with an equally chaotic ending. Matt Wagner and Dylan Moskvich take each other out. They leave the door open for Covey Moore to take his 2nd win in 2 races under caution again. That is a very fitting ending to a race like we just had. And luckily, for the last little bit at the end there, our bit rate was green. And it's back to red, but at least that wasn't during the race. Covey Moore takes the win at Texas after the leaders take each other out. Thomas, have you ever seen anything like that in your life?
Oh, not really. No, that was absolutely incredible.
Oh no, I've gone back too far. What did I do? Oh no,
what have you done?
I did an oopsie. Hold on. I'm trying to show a replay, but I went back too far. But this right here was the battle for the win. Matt Wagner was working his way, and you'll see it right here. They're working their way through lap traffic, and then next time by, Wagner goes to the outside on Moskvich. They make contact, and around they both go. I think what that might have been is Moskvich got a little bit loose off the corner and then slid back up the track into the 99. We'll go on board with Moskvich. It was that,
yeah. You can see he got a little loose. And you can see, I don't think, yeah, no, look, he just kind of came up the track, but then look, yeah. Oh. No, it was the 99.
Thing is, though, they never made contact, so I think Wagner, trying to avoid him, got loose, came back down into him. It sent them both around, and it's what brought out the final caution of the day.
Yep, so Covey Moore, 2 times in a row, will be your winner here at Texas in the Dark Horse IndyCar Series, presented by thebuttkicker.com. And here you go. I believe this is now the last or second last lap.
This is the second last lap. Now, keep in mind that Covey Moore could still, in theory, run out of fuel on the last lap, but we said that at Michigan, it didn't happen, and I don't think it's going to happen again today. I believe that Covey Moore has won it over Benjamin Combs and Jim Brooks, who finishes in 3rd to round out the podium.
Yep, I don't think they've had a green-white checkers since the last time we broadcasted this series, which was about 7 days ago, pretty much exactly. So, should be pretty good for these guys. Covey Moore, your winner here at Texas from Benjamin Combs. And is that Jim Brooks in third?
It is Jim Brooks in third. He was in a great position at the end of the race. He has ended up in third. They are taking the white flag now, but of course it's not going to make a difference under caution. Covey Moore just has to make it one more lap around the racetrack, and I think he will have this in the bag.
Yep, I'm not entirely sure what can go wrong here unless the iRacing gods decide that it shall not be and decide that he will lose the 15 gallons he has left in his fuel tank.
That's always a chance.
And give
That's
it
always
zero.
a chance.
It's
Or
happened to me.
he could pull a Mark Martin pull off on the last turn, thinking this is thinking this is after the last lap of the race. I doubt that'll happen, but that would be interesting.
Yep. Or he could do a Sebastian Vettel and Spinelli under pace car.
That would be a George Russell, actually.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Well, no, because it can't be that because George Russell hasn't won a race. Covey Moore has.
That is a good point. Well,
Wait,
we'll
who
see
announced-
here if
who-
he can
who-
make it around to the finish. Covey Moore, very slowly, taking this pack through turns 3 and 4, right behind that pace truck. And I believe for the second race in a row, Covey Moore has won it under caution. Quite a few races this season have actually ended under the yellow flag. But I believe that in the end, it'll be Covey Moore coming around to pick up the checkers. Coming to the line. It is official. Covey Moore has won at Texas.
Yeah, well done to him. You can see him. He's passing the pace car now. He's going to celebrate. He deserves it. He drove a hell of a race. He kept out of trouble when he had to. He saved his tires. He was almost leading after the pit sequence. Then, Benjamin Combs just absolutely nailed all his pit stop strategy. Well done to him, coming in second. And Jim Brooks, comeback driver of the century, starting right at the back and finishing in that third place. Super well done to him.
So it is Covey Moore taking the victory in Texas. Like you said, second week in a row for the championship. A very disastrous race for our championship contenders. Craig Forsyth finished in 20th, and Nick DeGroot only finished in, I can't even see him on the results. Hold on. I'll find him. Nick DeGroot finished in 13th. Actually, he's right there alongside his teammate Covey Moore. It's not a factory-backed 1-2 like it could have been in Michigan. It's a factory-backed 113. But Covey Moore ends up winning in Texas. A very exciting race, by the way. I know it got a little bit messy at the beginning there, but I think in the end, it definitely paid off with a very, very good finish. We do apologize for all the technical issues, but we really couldn't do anything about it. I know I've already said it, but I didn't change any settings from our last broadcast, so definitely wasn't like an experiment gone wrong. We're going to try and get them sorted before next week, which will be Twin Ring Motegi, the first time these drivers will be heading out of the United States this season. Thomas, what do you make of that race?
That was action-packed. We saw some...
Sorry, I was trying to switch to the virtual broadcast booth, but I accidentally switched to the intermission screen because they're all like in the same space on my OBS thing. But anyways, I'm going to try that again. Thomas, what did you make of that race?
Super good race, action all throughout it. We saw a couple airborne crashes with Eric Pearson converting his Dallara DW12 into the Saturn V rocket. Guess he'll be hitting the moon sometime within the next 2 weeks. But he'll have to send us some news from there. But apart from that, it was a super good race. Congratulations to Covey Moore. And we'll be bringing up our top 3 in this race in just one moment.
Yes, we will. And we'll be starting with Covey Moore. We can't guarantee that the audio is going to be great because, again, YouTube hates me today. But we're going to do our best.
And for some reason, I can't move him. Why can I not move him?
Hold on, maybe I can move. Just give me a minute here. I think I get this. Because I have more power than you. I did it. Alright, here we go.
Guy up front, so.
Covey, it's Jonathan.
Covey.
Oh, go ahead, Thomas.
Hey, Covey, it's Thomas of the teams you broadcast, Peter. You got me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Twice in a row, you've done it. You've won 100% of your races in the Dark Horse IndyCar Series. Do you think you would have won it had the two leaders not taking each other out there on lap 117 of this race?
I was running around just trying to keep the tires cool and save them just a little bit on the high side. So I mean, I'd like to think that I had something for those guys, but when Wagner come back from, oh gosh, he came back from like 1.2 seconds at one point. I think I saw him. It was kind of like just let him by because as me and Ben were talking there after the race, that you couldn't really do anything with the guy. The car's got four-wheel slidey and a little bit loose throughout the entire track, and that made it so it was real tough to pass. So with Dylan leading most of that race, I've been in that position before where you lead a whole race and come into a couple to go, a guy's got a better situation, you're not going to let him by. So I don't think there's any ill intent. Looked like Dylan got real loose there out of 4 and kind of caused that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that a guy can't win it without circumstances, that's for sure.
Yeah, Kobe, we saw there throughout the race you were running pretty consistently with the leaders, but it seemed to be pretty hard to pass. What was it like racing at the front?
Up front's all right because there's that clean air that's kind of keeping the nose down. You'll always catch me on that high side throughout a run in just about any of these IndyCar setups because, I mean, you wear tires pretty much just everywhere you go. And if you can have something for the guys at the end of any of these runs and just know that your car is going to be kind of consistently bad instead of inconsistently bad, which is what I think you end up with when you're letting your tires go to waste. So it was fun to be up front. We had to take the quick repair kind of early with a little bit of contact into the outside wall in 4, and I hate having to take them things, but it's a blessing that they're there. So I'm glad to be up front.
Yeah. Super unfortunate for your teammate, obviously getting involved in pretty much that first wreck. When I say wreck, I mean absolute destruction fest. That was one of those first cautions.
Yeah, it's tough for Nick,
do you think he would have had anything for you guys towards the end of the race, given his pretty poor qualifying compared to his usual?
He actually made a mistake in his qualifying run. Just caught just enough of that apron that got him loose out of 4, which
we noticed that.
Yeah, so absolutely, he'd had something for us. You need to be up front. You need to be out of the yellows, as you guys just mentioned. They're massive wrecks, and never going to count out the teammate. It's tough to hear him over the team chat, having a hard time and just trying to make up laps. But I mean, a guy's just got to put his foot through the floor and hope he can get there too.
Yeah, well, unless Jonathan has anything else to add, Kobe, that'll be it from me, and we will definitely see you out here next week at Motegi.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for putting this on. Appreciate the administrative effort, and make sure to follow Factory Backed, Nicholas DeGroot, Kobe Moore on socials.
I think we do.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no worries. So next up will be second place driver Benjamin Combs in the number 77 machine. If Jonathan, you want to bring them up.
I can do that, yes. If I can find him. I found him. Ben, this is Jonathan. I'm in the TMG broadcast booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, Ben, it was a very interesting race there for you, and for a while there, it was looking like you might have a shot at the win. You came out of the pit lane in front of the race-winning contenders, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. Do you think there was anything you could have done there on that last run to try and keep the lead?
Here at Texas, the draft, or anywhere with these Indy cars, the draft is everything. So there's not much you can do to put up a fight. I've tried to, but Dylan and Kobe just had incredible speed. So I just tried to tag onto the back of them and see what happens.
Yeah, we saw there were a lot of wrecks during this race. Were you kind of counting your lucky stars you weren't involved too badly in them? So you were able to be in that position to be able to take the lead on that pit strategy?
Yeah, man. It was definitely a tough one. I made it through a couple wrecks, and then I got caught up in one. But, I mean, that's the name of the game. When you're doing IndyCar pack racing, there's so much turbulent air. People are going to get into each other. It's how it is. But, yeah, I was able to make it through a couple of those wrecks, and that one at the end really I'm not really sure how I made it through, but I did.
Ben, it hasn't been the most consistent season for you all the time, but you've definitely put together some very strong results as of late. What are your hopes for the last few races of the season?
Thank you for that. I just want to continue to try and run my race every race. It's easy to get rattled or whatever, and try too hard, but just try to keep running my race and avoiding those crashes.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll... Oh, sorry, did you have something else to add?
I was just about to say thank you for joining us.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. And just a shout out to you guys. Y'all do a great job, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much,
try.
mate. We do our best. So now Jim Brooks will be coming up to join us in the broadcast booth, your third place finisher.
Yeah, I gotta say, it was a very, very up and down race for Jim Brooks, so I'm very excited to hear from him. We'll be bringing him up in just 1 minute. I found him. Here we go. Jim. Yeah, I got him. Jim, this is Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. You got us?
I do. Thanks.
Well, it was a very, very up and down race for you. You didn't qualify very well, but you were able to storm your way through the field and ended up finishing on the podium. What do you think were the biggest moments of your race, and what got it done for you that landed you in that third place spot?
Well, I didn't qualify at all. That was the plan. I wanted to start in the back and run around and wait for the time because this kind of track produces pack racing, which produces accidents, and that sort of happened. And I would have had a clean race, but under that first caution, I checked up for it and got ran into the backup, so that kind of hurt. But yeah, after that, it was pretty smooth and just try to take what was given to me, and I was hoping there in that last caution that I'd be able to that last pit stop, I'd get a good pit stop and get out with the leaders, but somehow I didn't do a good one, and I was a little far back, and without the wreck there that took out the 2 of the top 5, I would have been 5th.
Yeah, do you think that throughout this race you had the pace to be up in that top 3, or do you reckon that was pretty much luck and you were pretty much top 5 pace throughout the race?
Oh, no, I was fine. I could run with them. And, I was just, again, I wasn't pushing anything because it's just not worth it. Because, you can draft in these cars and you pass and they'll pass you right back. So I just wanted to stay in touch. And again, that last pit stop just didn't do what I needed, or I would have been up there with them. But maybe I'd have been wrecked too. So all in all, yeah, I was happy with that.
Normally Thomas asks the first question, and I kind of stole it from him, so I'm going to let you ask the last one as well. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, don't worry. I have no other questions. So, Jonathan, unless you have any, Jim, that'll be it from us. And we will definitely see you next week out here at the first race outside the United States at Montague.
Okay. Thanks to Charles and Dark Horse for the good league, and you guys for covering us.
Yeah, cheers, and thank you for joining us.
You bet. See you.
So that right there was your top 3 interviews. First of all, I just want to say we do apologize for the broadcast quality today. So much of it was just completely out of our control with the way that the bitrate worked. I tried to fix it, but it looks like either it's a computer problem, which I'll have to try and solve, or it was just YouTube doing YouTube things. So we do apologize for that, but hopefully you enjoyed the bit of the racing that you did get to watch. Thomas, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, what were your final thoughts on that race?
I was going to say it was a very entertaining race that definitely had a couple of messy, questionable moments. I know that there were a couple of times throughout the race when I was a little bit worried that we were just going to get caution after caution after caution, but these drivers are insanely talented. They got it pulled together, and we ended up with a very, very exciting sprint to the finish there with quite a bit of strategy involved as well. Overall, I think this is a very, very good way to set up for those final 3 races, which will be in order: Twin Ring Motegi, Donington, and Indianapolis for the final race of the season. Thomas, it's been a great time commentating with you, but I think that's going to do it for today.
Yeah, it most certainly will. Once again, actually, for the final time today, this series would not happen. Yeah, would not be possible without the support from the buttkicker.com. They make these really cool stereos which you put underneath your seat and try and replicate all the rumbles and all little nicks and crannies that you would feel in a real race car. I have 2 of them myself. They're absolutely amazing. If you use code DARKHORSE20, you will get 20% off your purchase at checkout at thebuttkicker.com, and that code is valid up until June of next year, so June 2021, I do believe.
That is correct, and one last thing that I do have to say to all of our American viewers, happy almost Thanksgiving, and to all of our non-American viewers, happy November 25th. Hope you have a great November 25th and 26th.
Yeah. You know what? November 25th and 26th, I know personally in Canada our Thanksgiving was before, but I'll say it for myself. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans. And also, Jonathan, if I don't see you before Saturday, happy birthday, mate.
Yeah, and you know what? Happy birthday to you too. On that very positive note, we're going to see you later. Next time out, we'll be going to the Twin Ring Motegi. Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good one.